From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the Northstate. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman, but with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger. That heat wave, it kicks in today. You're going to notice it if you not have already noticed it, as those temperatures are really starting to increase here. Warmer this morning, and it's going to be even warmer over the next few mornings and, of course, afternoon as well. Highs up to 106, 107, 108 in the valley. It peaks over the weekend. Temperatures do start to drop for next week, and the good news is we expect temperatures to eventually drop back down below normal by the middle and latter part of next week. But as we begin to acclimate to these hotter temperatures, it's been a while since we've seen a heat wave of this magnitude. So just a friendly reminder, this is not me overreacting to the heat. Some of you may not, may be used to this kind of heat. That's great. But again, we have to remember this has been a fairly mild summer so far, some of the biggest heat we've seen in a while, so it can be a bit of a shock to the system. So just some of the main things we think about: water, sunscreen, wearing light and loose fitting clothing, taking breaks in the shade, checking on elderly, young children. Children don't like to slow down when they're playing. You need to make sure that they slow down and drink water, take breaks as well, and check on the pets too. Your pets sometimes don't know any better either, so it's up to you to help protect them. So here's your neighborhood forecast at a quick glance here. It's going to be over 100 degrees in many spots, including Trinity County. Otherwise, 80s and 90s for the mountains, and the coast, gorgeous, around 70. Let's take a look at that fire weather forecast sponsored by Garmin's Tractor Service. Now, the winds are mainly going to be strongest in the morning hours. Then by the afternoon, they start to subside a bit here. So it's kind of a bit of a reversal role of what we've seen here so far this summer, where it's been calm in the morning, gusty in the afternoon. It's going to be the exact opposite of that here today and through the weekend. It really has been over the last few days. So what this does is it elevates our fire weather risk mainly within the mid to early afternoon hours here for today, tomorrow, and that'll be the case going into your Sunday as well. You can see that fire weather risk on Sunday at midday is really getting those deeper oranges well within that high category. The heat, the dry conditions, those north winds, all of that combined is really elevating that fire weather risk. The good news is we haven't really seen a lot of activity coming in from the fires, even the big cliff fire, which has been producing most of the smoke over really this week. But it is also showing signs of getting less and less active. So we're just not seeing as much smoke and haze coming from that fire here, not only today, but most likely even through the weekend as well. But the mild air, as you can see up to our north and east, that's what's really kept our temperatures in check this week. Well, they've warmed up a bit over the last few days, but that ridge of high pressure you see over the eastern Pacific, that is really what's going to build in behind that more mild air, and that's going to allow our temperatures to increase. Now, take note that the ridge of high pressure itself is not directly on top of us. That means it's not going to get as hot as it would be if that was on top of us. So as a result, yes, it's going to be hot, but instead of 115, 120, right, we're talking 105 to close to 110 degrees in the valley over the weekend. Now, that's going to retreat back off to the west as we go through next week, and some more mild air begins to work its way in from the north, and that's going to allow our temperatures to drop again. In fact, below normal by the middle and latter part of next week, and in the low 90s. Not this weekend, obviously, but maybe into the weekend after that. Could get interesting here with that cooler air moving in. So this is going to be a heat wave, yes, but it's going to be about a 4-day heat wave before temperatures do start to drop, and really a more of a noticeable drop by the middle and latter part of the week. Let's talk about the sky conditions, because we don't expect much in the way of cloud cover even for the coast. Let's take a look at Futurecast. We'll show what I'm talking about. We're not even seeing much in the way of fog in the overnight and early morning hours for the coast. So places like Eureka, Crescent City, Trinidad, all looking at some beautiful sunny skies here throughout the weekend. Now, there will be points in time that around Eureka, Humboldt Bay, we may see some of that marine layer at least inch closer and even make its way to that part of the coast. But otherwise, you're looking at sunny skies here throughout the weekend. Should be absolutely gorgeous. Maybe a trip to the coast this weekend? Wouldn't that be nice? All right, under 40 degrees for Reading, 101 degrees out in Corning, temperatures 80s, 90s, even some triple digits out in Trinity County. Otherwise, upper 60s, low 70s today for many of you along the coast. Tonight, it's going to be mild, around 70 for the valley, mainly 50s for the higher elevations, and mid 50s, mid to upper 50s for the coast, and mainly clear skies for the coast tonight as well. Here's your 7-day forecast for Reading and Red Bluff and Chico. Temperatures over 100 degrees. The peak of the heat wave is really going to be this weekend, even into Monday, before temperatures do start to drop after that. The coast, upper 60s, low 70s, and back in the mid 60s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Triple digits, 100 degrees or higher, at least through Monday, if not into Tuesday for Trinity County, before we also see those temperatures begin to drop. Mainly in the upper 90s for places like Siskiyou and Modoc counties, although places like Susanville, for example, could get up to a little over 100 degrees here, especially for the second half of the weekend and early next week, but also seeing that drop in those temperatures towards the middle and latter part of next week. That's your afternoon update. I'll be back again at 6 o'clock this evening. Have a great afternoon.
Barr & Mudford is a top, established firm here in the Northstate. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the Northstate. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.